Hi everyone, it's Paola. Welcome back to my graphic design and art channel. This is my last video of 2021, so let's get into it. I'm really excited to finish off the year with something fun, so let me talk about it. So it was just Christmas, and I decided to give my husband a gift that was digital and not physical this year because, as you guys know, we're moving, so really soon. We can't pack a lot, so I didn't want to give him something big that we have to pack. So I decided to make prints. I'm a genius. Art prints that we could get printed and framed once we're in Australia for our new apartment. So that's what I gave my husband for Christmas. So I gave him digital versions of the prints I made, and I'm really excited to show you the process and share what I did to make some art for my new apartment. Oh my god, so excited. So this video is sponsored by Envato Elements, and I wanted to talk about them just a little bit before we get into the video. So Envato Elements is the perfect place to go and find mock-ups and templates and photos and fonts. It's literally amazing. They have over 55 million assets on there. They offer a really simple licensing that you can even use after your subscription with them has ended. So for this video, I went on there and looked up the mock-ups that I wanted to put these in so you guys could visualize what this project was going to look like once it's in my new apartment. So if you click the link in the description, you will get 50% off. And that's when you choose annual subscription, so that's like getting it for less than $20 a month. Thank you Envato Elements for sponsoring. I'm going to be using the mockups in this project, so let's get going into the project. So since I already designed these, I'm going to be talking about my process and what I did kind of side by side while I show you, because I did screen record, luckily. So I decided to make two prints at two different sizes. The first one I ended up making a little bit smaller, and I started on Procreate on my iPad. So I wanted it to be like a smaller art print. So making sure I was in CMYK at a high resolution, I got into Procreate so I could start drawing. Now, the first print was kind of special to me because I recently had to throw away a lot of my old work from university, a lot of my drawing work, because it was on giant notepads and stuff that I just can't take realistically all the way to Australia. So I was ready to part with them anyway. A lot of it was just practice work, things I did in class, and I did take a figure drawing class. So if you guys don't know, in figure drawing, you draw models, nude models. So I was throwing away a lot of that work, and it's some of my favorite stuff because it's what made me decide that I can enjoy drawing, which I'm not the best at. I don't love drawing, but it was a way that I just discovered that about myself. So my husband was really sad when I was throwing away all this stuff, and he was like, it just doesn't seem fair that you have to do all this just to move all the way to where I'm from. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm ready to part with it. It's okay. I took pictures of everything, and yeah, this is my little story time about it, but I took pictures of everything and got rid of it. So this was one of my best drawings, and I decided to recreate it for him as a little print just so we could have something to remember it. So yeah, that was kind of my idea behind it. So I decided to do some colorful line work with this one. So Procreate was the best tool to just get on there and start doing it, because I could just use my pencil, my Apple Pencil, and it just was really fun and freeing to also copy something that I was proud of and trace it out, and it just feels like it'll be a cute little print for him. So it's kind of the smaller project, but he loved it so much when I gave it to him, so I'm glad. So I did work in layers on Procreate by using color by color, so every layer was a different color just so I could go back and fix it if I needed to, but it was pretty fun and pretty open, so it didn't really need to be perfect. So after I finished it and removed the photo, that's what it looked like, and it was just really satisfying to look at, and I just think it would be cute for a very smaller print, instead of something big scale. But I do think it is really cool to add in maybe a collage of art on a wall. So I originally had that print at 11 by 14, but I did scale it down a little bit more. I'm still not sure what we're gonna print it at, but that's what's great about having it already ready. I can just make it any size print, and it can go to the printer that way. So I'll set it up for the printer that I'm gonna send it to. Now the second print, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I went with 16 by 20. Again, this is very tentative. I can always change it for later if I change my mind about the size, especially depending on the space of the apartment, stuff like that. So started with 16 by 20 though in CMYK because this is going to be printed and I want that color profile to be perfect. So at first I was a little bit thinking it was going to be kind of illustrative like the first one, but then I'm okay, I'm not really an illustrator, I don't enjoy that, and I wanted to make something very bold and graphic and not too overdone. I was thinking maybe I could play with typography, maybe I could do something a little more complex, but then I feel like it would just look like some sort of like poster for an event or something like that, so I didn't want to overdo it. So I had the brilliant idea of just making it something very, very simple and just kind of like stark one color, and just starting playing from there. And I wanted typography on it. I have some kind of like words and sayings, things that I can put in posters, and I just feel like I was thinking, what would I like to see on my wall? You know, something too complex is really not me. I barely even wear like, you know, like hoodies with things on it or graphic t-shirts or something. I really like simple. That's just who I am. So I decided to go with a really strong blue color that I liked a lot, and I just feel like I was picturing it, what it would look like on my wall, and I just really want simple, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the direction I started working in. It was very, very simple and just classic like print looking. So I ended up with that, and then I moved on to trying something else. I ended up doing a different poster that had the word sweet dreams on it. It ended up looking a little bit like weird. I don't know. I didn't know how I felt about it, but I just wanted to try like a lot of different things, and I think I definitely achieved that. And then I tried it in a few different colors, and yeah, it just was feeling like okay, but I kept going back to the Is This Paradise one, thinking about like how I could improve it, you know what I mean? So I started exploring a little bit there. So I was definitely very chaotic because I was also stressed to be like, is he gonna like it? Like, it's for him, you know what I mean, as a gift. So I was definitely putting a lot of pressure on myself, but I was trying to explore like really what I would want to see on my wall too. Like, it was for our apartment. So yeah, it's kind of hard to think about and balance when you're making something yourself because you're just never satisfied. So I decided to try gradients. So I did a whole different color and a whole different gradient, kind of like orange fading to the white, so it would fade into like the paper itself. But yeah, I don't know, I started doing that, and then I thought like it does look cooler, but then I could even add more effect by blurring it, and I tried that. So yeah, I was just like kind of all over the place because I was freaking out about if he's gonna like it. But I really did like the like fading into the paper, like kind of just like it is a solid color but it's fading away, so I decided to explore that a little bit more. So as you can see, I did the Gaussian blur on it and it looked really cool, but it did kind of create a different effect, so I went back to just regular gradient. So as you can see here, I added it to the blue one, and that's when I was like, yes, this is it, let's not put any more pressure on ourselves, let's like sit with this for a few days because I got it done a little bit early, and like see if that's what I would want on my wall. And after that, I kept picturing it on the wall, and it was just it was it. I was like, that's so cool, like a stark like blue and then like faded out away into the paper color itself. I just thought would look so cool. It wouldn't look like so boxy. So that was the process of creating like a gradient poster and an illustrative poster. So let's put them into mockups. I have some mockups downloaded from Envato, and then we can just like actually see how it would look on a wall. Okay, so I have them ready. I only showed my husband like the actual just like print itself, so it'll be cool to put it on like a wall to see what it would really look like. So let's do that. Now I'm actually doing it real time with you guys. So as you can see in here, I just brought it in and it just is like a plain background, like an empty background. So I'm just gonna size it and put a white thing behind it. So let's just save that and see what that looks like in terms of size. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. Okay, wait, I thought I was gonna have to change it up a little bit, but that actually looks really, really nice and perfect. I mean, that's kind of how I picture the print. I do want it to be very small, so probably smaller than this one, but that looks really, really good. And I just love the colors I used in it, and he was like so happy with it. Like, he was so happy that I saved one of my drawings. Okay, so let's do this one, and in this one you can actually, looks like you can change the wall color, which is really awesome. Like, I think I'm gonna change the wall color to white because that's probably what we'll have in our apartment. And I always say this when I do mockups, guys. I have a video on how to do this. If you're like a little bit confused following me along, I have a video on it on my channel. I'll have it linked. So let's bring in the one that we decided on, this one. So I'm just gonna leave it like this and then put, again, a white fill layer behind it just so it's fitted. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. It looks so good. I'm shocked. like, I don't know, it was hard to picture how it was gonna look on an actual wall, but this has made me visualize it. And I'm even thinking like I could do a natural wood frame, a white frame, maybe even a black frame, or maybe even like a colored frame that's like an offsetting color from the blue. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna like have to buy a frame at some point when I get this printed for my new apartment in Australia. Oh my god, there's so much happening. So okay, this looks amazing and I'm so happy right now. Okay guys, so that was basically what I have for you today. It was such a fun project to do, and I'm just really proud of what I've created here. And just like creating something for us, like me and my husband and our place, is like, it's very gratifying. So I can't wait to see it like actually printed out and done. I'm really excited about it, and I hope that you are excited for 2022 and all the changes that are happening. Yeah, okay, there's gonna be so much more, like so many more projects in the future. I will see you in the next one. Like this video if you liked it, really helps my channel out. Check out Patreon and stuff. There's gonna be changes on there pretty soon, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye. Have I looked like a pale ghost this entire time? We might have to fix that in post. Oops.